glad you could make it. Welcome. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce Mr. Leon Russianoff, perhaps the world's greatest clarinet teacher. No, not perhaps, undoubtedly the world's greatest clarinet teacher. Mr. Russianoff has taught for 5 decades. He is currently the clarinet professor at the Juilliard School of Music, as well as the Manhattan School of Music, Columbia University, and numerous other institutions in the New York City area. He, I think we mentioned this morning, is the former clarinet teacher of Steve Gerko, and has also taught the major symphony orchestra clarinetists in this country, clarinetists from the New York Philharmonic, the Chicago Symphony, the Cleveland Orchestra, Dallas Symphony, Houston Symphony, Los Angeles Philharmonic, to name a few. He's also the subject of my doctoral dissertation, Leon Russianoff, Clarinet Pedagogue. And so it's with great pleasure that I introduce the world's greatest clarinet teacher, Leon Russianoff.
I would really rather spend the rest of this time extending that introduction. I think we'll get right down to serious work, and well, serious is only the intention, but I hope the results will not be serious. They'll be amusing and entertaining, and maybe even possibly enlightening and helpful. I don't know. I would really like, if everybody's going to listen, I would really like to have it a little more cozy here. I'm just testing. This is a very great test. See how responsive an audience is going to be. When you ask everybody to move up front and you put all your charm into it, nobody moves a muscle. So if everybody can move down a little bit, we can be more intimate. I can reach out and touch some of the women, and it'll be fun, okay? Incidentally, I taught all these people in the big orchestra, but I'm the second clarinet player when you can sit on the second. So, but I have really, after not playing 40 years, I've decided now on, really because there's a rather well-known member of the New York Times who has a radio program and who has made a career of giving clarinet players, flute players, oboe players, all the lower genre, the lower forms of the music world. He's been giving them all a chance to play on his program, and if they're giving a recital, they play on his program first. And it's been just a matter of accident that many of the clarinets, maybe most of them, have been my students. I told you I would add to his introduction. But anyhow, and he watched me in action. He said to me, Leon, he says, how come you're such a great teacher and you don't play? And I started to mumble and jumble. I didn't really want to tell him the truth. The truth was a little difficult for me to say because I had to admit that I had no confidence, that I had fear. And I did mumble something about confidence. He said to me, but Leon, he said, I watched you here with Charlie. This is our prop somewhere, Charlie Knighting, who's probably one of the world's great players, soloist. And I saw that he was very unhappy because it was cold in the studio, and he was going to be flat. He said, you went over, you put your arm around him, you put your arm around Naomi, and you put your arm around Sylvia, and even Charlie. So I said, you give these people confidence, how come you don't have it? And he sort of needled me, and he got me back to thinking, so I'm going to be playing again after these years, and usually I don't play at the Masterclass because I don't want to sound that, too much worse than the students I'm teaching. A little worse is not so bad. So now I'm not going to be afraid. So with that little introduction, we can start talking about several things. I think, I've made it a policy not to prepare at all for these lectures. I used to ride on the plane and write notes. Now I ride on the plane and look at the pretty girls and think that they're flirting with me, and they say, oh, what a nice old man. Oh, what a dirty old man. One of the two. But now I come here and I just react, if I can, to the audience, to my friends here. and see what happens. So I really would like to introduce this whole topic by saying that I'm very concerned with some concepts that we ought to have about playing, rather than about what reed to use and how to fix a reed and stuff like that. That's very important, but I would rather talk about some real important concepts to me about playing. And I think they'll reveal themselves better as we work with each student who plays. Now, I want to assure anybody who's going to play that if you play good, I'll be very disappointed. You know what I mean? I really want you to hear. I want you to play and be comfortable, be happy, and whatever happens, you're not here to really perform. You're here so that I can listen and find something that I can suggest might be helpful. And might be helpful. Oh, somebody else knows that. That's exactly my problem. Now, sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. I hope it does happen, and I think that you'll see the concept I think I'd rather have come out with each student who comes up. So if I can get my first victim, I'd be very happy, okay?
The first victim or student is Derek Jones. Derek is a freshman at Austin Peay, and he's a clarinet major. He's from Milan, Tennessee.
I cannot teach without a pencil. I'll use my tool. Okay? Derek, okay, what are you going to play? Okay. Vapor first concerto, and Derek. So I'll let Derek play, and then we'll see what happens. Okay? He said to my mind, I said, and I insist, he either sit or stand.